on, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please go and hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, that way you can stay up to date with the latest videos uploaded to the channel. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. So yesterday I experienced an issue with my air conditioning system because I went to turn on the air conditioner. It's been extremely hot here, over the 100-degree mark, and I just wanted to be comfortable, go from point A to point B real quick. It wasn't a very long distance. I just wanted to fire up the car, have some air conditioning going. So I threw on the air conditioner, fired it up, and I could hear the air conditioner motor putting in some good work, but not a whole lot of air coming out of the vents. So I tried all the settings because I thought it could be that maybe it was a split vent setup that I had it on, or the car defaulted to that. Maybe it was like on the defrost and the kick panel, down by your feet. So I decided to try and mess with the settings, just make it directly come at the driver, at the front vents on the dash. It was coming out there, nowhere else, so I figured, okay, I could hear it working. It is selecting the correct vents that I am selecting on the digital touchscreen. Just to make sure, used the manual buttons down there to try and crank it up to maximum AC and all that, recirculation, to try and get as much air as possible out of the vent. Didn't have much success with that. There was not a whole lot of cold air coming out of the vents. It was cold, but there was not enough, just very substandard amount of air coming out of there. I started thinking, maybe I got an issue with this or whatever. And if you guys didn't know, the S550 Mustang, whether it's GT or EcoBoost, doesn't matter. They all have this. And as you guys can see here, the filter media is extremely dirty. It is clogged, and that's what was causing the issue. But the reason why I didn't go straight to that was I thought that I did not drive this car enough, and I rarely use either system, whether it be the air conditioner or the heater, and I can do without, no problem, windows down. Love cruising around just the way the car sounds. But there are situations where you're stuck in traffic, it's just hot, nasty, and just these extreme, this past week we've just been having an extreme heat wave come through here where it's 100 degrees or better, and I decided to use it just to make sure things were working as they should, and lo and behold, it was not working the way I remembered it working. And reason is that filter was clogged. I did not, again, go straight to that because I do not use it, but I decided that's my last resort before I take it to the dealer and start a ticket for this. And you know the whole deal with the dealer is just, it's a mess. So I decided I would watch a video. By the way, the one I watched was Bill from CJ Pony Parts. He does a great walkthrough on how to change the filter, how to access it and everything. There's tons of videos out there. That's just the one I used. And so I decided to pull it. As soon as I pulled the filter, I immediately restored the air conditioning system to the way it should be. In fact, it worked a little better because the filter was out, so there was no resistance whatsoever. It was very powerful air coming out of the vents. And I knew that putting a filter in there, even brand new, is naturally going to calm it down. But it's a good idea to put the filter in there. That's why it's there, is to protect you from debris from the outside world. It could be smoke, it could be pollen, things like that. So make sure you get a replacement filter. This filter costed $20, not a big deal. Local AutoZone picked it up. It's behind the dash. Like I said, go watch the video on how to do it. It's very simple. The hardest part is actually putting the new filter back in because it's very tight space, and it's not a smooth process, but it can be done with some patience. Here's why I was kind of baffled why it was clogged up so bad, and I mean, it's just filthy. It's completely, it's not usable. There was hardly any air coming out of the vents. So the reason why I just found it hard to believe that it clogged up. I've only got 7,000 miles on the car in 15 months of ownership. So guys, I work extremely close to home, so I don't put very many miles on the car, which is a good thing because I do plan on keeping this car for quite a long time. It kind of sucks because I don't get to drive it so much, but I do go out of my way on the weekends to make sure I take it for a cruise, keep things, up, keep up the maintenance on it, checking the oil, the catch can, tire pressures, things like that. Just overall, making sure everything's working correctly. That's how I found out the issue with the air conditioner was happening. I hadn't used it in so long that when I went to finally use it, it was not a very good experience. What did happen, and the reason why that filter is so clogged up, even though I didn't use it, is I finally realized that I have the 10-speed automatic, and if you have the 6R80 NES 550 and you have the remote start, here's what's happening. If you have a 301A package or higher, when you remote start the vehicle, it is going to sense the temperature, and if it's hot, it's going to fire up the AC and start cooling down the interior for you as a comfort feature. The same thing can be said for the winter. When it's cold, it's going to start up and it's going to start blowing hot air into the car to possibly defrost the windows, things like that. So if you're like me, I use the remote start on the car 90% of the time and let the car warm up before I go anywhere, drive it. I let it get up to operating temperature. And during that time, the car is running the air conditioning system or the heating system, depending on the season. And all that time combined is why this is, finally figured out. That is why the filter is so dirty. It's done, had to be changed. So if you're out there and you're experiencing something similar where you're getting a weak stream of air coming out of your vents, that is probably going to be the issue, that you have a clogged filter or an improperly installed, because they can, and I have heard stories of them installing these backwards from the factory, because there is a particular way to install the new filter, and it's clearly marked on the filter. It tells you which way to install it, which way the air flows. So that is something to check, especially if your car is newer and you don't have very many miles on it or use of the air conditioning system. A good place to look is start with the filter, pull it, make sure it's not clogged up like mine was, and that it's installed correctly with the flow oriented the correct way in the filter system. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Again, I appreciate it. If you guys are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, stay up to date with the latest videos. And if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. Comment down below, let me know if you had a similar experience or if this helped you out. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care and be safe.